Everything you said we already knew, more or less.
Well, here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
Alright, let's jump straight into it. The things that you'll be needing are some silicone molds. Now I'm using these ones here. They're actually mini cupcake molds, but they will work just fine. They are in fact shiny molds. So the thing about these, you can see there that I'm not going to be needing to put a top coat of resin, as the molds should pop out shiny already. This is the resin that I use. I'm going to be using acrylic paint to color my resin charms. You can see here that I have a whole mix of different brands. The brand does not matter. The only thing that matters is that you don't use too much of this kind of acrylic water-based paint inside your resin charms, otherwise it will not set correctly. If you're wanting a super pigmented resin charm, your best bet is to go for colorants that actually are meant to be used in resin, say powdered pigment colors, those kinds of things. But for kind of light pastel colors, which is what I'm after, acrylic paint will work just fine. Some cups for measuring and mixing your resin, something to mix your resin with, and some plastic gloves. I'm going to be using a bunch of stickers inside of my resin charms. Now, all of these stickers are plastic covered. The thing is that if you have paper stickers, you have to first seal that sticker before you're able to use it in resin. I do have some puffy stickers here. Now, these stickers are slightly different to work with. Since they're puffy, they like to rise up off your kind of resin charm, so they're a little bit trickier to work with, but you can definitely still use them. You can see a mixture of all the glitter that I'm going to be using today. You can use any glitter that you have. So this is 2-part clear casting resin, which means I have part A and part B to mix together. So now I'm going to start mixing the resin very slowly. You can see we already have loads of air bubbles, and also the resin is really streaky. So you have to continue to stir the resin super slowly until the whole thing is clear. Alright guys, so here is my resin fully stirred. You should be able to see that it's a lot clearer and less streaky, but of course we still have loads of air bubbles. You're just going to let your resin sit for, say, I don't know, 5 through to 8 minutes for all of the air bubbles to rise to the top. Now I'm going to use this heat gun to pop all of the air bubbles. Do not worry if you don't have a heat gun, you can easily use the straw method. All you need is a straw and you just lightly blow through it, and that hot air is going to pop the air bubbles. So my heat gun does the same thing in theory, it's just that I always have it here so it's easier for me to use. Now our resin is ready to use. So you can see I have this sheet of paper categorizing my resin charms into different colors. This is so when I insert my stickers, you know, they're upside down, so it can be hard to remember what's in what. So I'm going to place them inside of these categories so I know which colors to use on which charms. Do make sure to go over your molds just to ensure that there's no dust or any kind of fluff that's going to get stuck inside of your resin. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour in a thin layer of resin into all of these molds. I'm now going to go back over my charms to pop the remaining air bubbles with my heat gun. I'm going to use a pin to remove any little bits of dust or flakes that may have got stuck in there. I'm going to go ahead and add all of my stickers. I've added all of my stickers, so now I'm going to wait about a half hour before I go ahead and add the glitter. However, I'm using some puffy stickers, so if you are using puffy stickers, you're going to need to kind of stick around for that time frame because, let me show you this one here. So this was our Master Roshi sticker. Now, because he's puffy and he's full of air, he has lifted up off what's going to be the front of the charm and kind of is off center, if you know what I mean. So since I am using a few Puffy stickers today, I'm gonna stick around just to keep an eye on it and kind of push them back into place when they drift. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to tell, but with this sticker here, you can see around the edges are looking a little bit wet in a sense. So what that is telling me is that this sticker, as well as these two, might not be plastic coated stickers. They might be paper stickers. Now, as I mentioned, if you're going to use paper stickers, you have to clear coat them in something first. Otherwise, the resin is, going to seep into them and they're going to act just like if you put them in water kind of thing. They'll get ruined. So it's been around 40 minutes since I initially put the stickers in. Now, if you can see when I touch this, the resin is kind of holding its shape in a sense. It will go back down to being totally flat, but it's starting to set. So my stickers have stopped moving around, the puffy ones that is. You can see Mr. Roshi is more or less in the right position, and same with my little sushis. So that means now I'm able to add all the glitter to the background. For the chunkier pieces of glitter, I'm going to add these in individually. Now I'm going to sprinkle on the finer glitter. So that's everything for today. I'm now going to be leaving these charms to set overnight. Hey guys, so it's super early. I'm up before work actually to add the little eye hooks. The thing is that if I waited till after work, these would be fully set. Here's one of my extra charms I made with my leftover resin. So I'm going to show you how flexy you want your resin to be. Can you see how bendy this is? So this means that it's not fully set, and this is the perfect time to add the eye hook. Be super careful when handling your resin charms like this because it's very easy to leave fingerprints on the top. I'm now going to add the eye hooks. So since these have a kind of screw end, I'm able to just twist them in without damaging my charm too much. So now it's time to dome the back of these charms. So you dome them to remove that sharp lip that you're left with once you remove a charm from its mold. So I'm going to be using UV resin to dome the back of my charms. Now I've not used this before, so I want to do a tester piece first. I'm going to do this little charm here, and then if I get back from work and everything's a-okay, I'll do the rest of them. I'm curing my UV resin just with sunlight. Unfortunately, the sun isn't up for another couple of hours, so what I am going to do is just add this kind of plastic cup on top just to stop any dust or cat fluff or anything from settling in my UV resin while I'm away. So I'm back home from work, yay! Now it's been around about 11 hours since I poured the UV resin on our little tester charm. You can see how really beautiful and shiny it is, and I think it has worked out. When I touch the edges, they seem a weeny bit tacky, but honestly I think it's because it wasn't in direct sunlight. My window is over here to the side, so I am going to cover the rest of these with the UV resin, but I'll leave them in more direct sunlight. So that's the back of all of these charms covered in this UV resin here. Now the packet says it can take 15 to 20 minutes in direct sunlight and then half an hour to 40 minutes in cloudier sunshine. Currently it's not very cloudy, but it's already getting on in the evening. I only have, say, 3 hours of sunlight left. Hey guys, so it's the following day now and our UV resin is totally set. You can see the backs of all the charms here. I love the way that they turned out. I'm really happy that I added some extra glitter to make some interest on the back of the charm. I think it's made it really cute. And here are the front of all the charms. Guys, I love them. I'm so happy with how they turned out. So my Real Akuma stickers were in fact paper stickers. You can tell by the edging of this one here how it looks like a little bit wet, like water has got it in there or something. So that is because it's a paper sticker. Now it's not as prevalent on this one here because it does have a pink edge around it. It's definitely a shame, but I don't think it's so prevalent that it ruins the charm entirely. I just know now that I won't be using those stickers unless I seal them in some manner first. So I actually made these charms to sell at a Lolita and J Fashion swap meet that I have coming up. So I'm super excited to see how everybody else likes them. If you have a favorite, you should totally let me know which one it is. If I were to pick my favorites, I guess it might be Master Roshi as well as the cats. I love the cats. I think the sushis are cute. I mean, I don't know. I love all of them, to be honest. If you notice these here, I actually just played around with some polymer clay and my UV resin and made these cupcakes here. So they have little pieces of fruit on the top. They're really tiny. I wonder if you can see it. But I have like a strawberry and a peach. And yeah, I just made these for fun just to see how they went. And I'm really glad with the result actually. I think they're super cute. Alright guys, so that is the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I always appreciate you hanging out with me. I do hope that you may have found my tutorial helpful or maybe at least enjoyed watching the process. But anyways guys, thanks again and I do hope to see you in my next video. Bye!